All right, today's lesson is the Pythagorean theorem. Today's objectives are to solve problems with the Pythagorean theorem and to identify right triangles. Now, the Pythagorean theorem is usually used with right triangles, so that's all we're going to do on this lesson. And so, to understand right triangles, you need to know a couple things. So, you have a right triangle, that purple picture I did on the side, and that is a right triangle. A right triangle has a 90-degree angle, that's 90 degrees. And the two sides that are attached by a 90-degree angle are called the legs. Okay? And you have what's opposite the 90-degree angle, that side that's the opposite of the right angle, is called the hypotenuse. And I'll show you in a second what that C stands for. Now, we have a theorem that Mr. Pythagoras came up with, and it's described as the relationship of the lengths of the sides of a right triangle. Now, they're just talking about lengths of side. And it's called a squared plus b squared equals c squared. C will always be your hypotenuse. That's the reason why I put in parentheses C. The hypotenuse will always be C. Now, the two L's, or the legs, will be either one of the A or the B, sorry. A or B. So, it doesn't matter. You can switch them back. Some people are going to start with A up here and B down here, or some might say B or A. It doesn't really matter. You'll still get the same answer for C. Okay. An if-then statement is called a conditional. If you play baseball, then you will get better at hitting. Okay? So the part following the if statement is called a hypothesis, and the part following the then statement is considered a conclusion. It's kind of like what you would do for your science projects you are doing soon. So let's try it. For example 1, that would be just the first section right here, A, B, and C. D is considered example 2, but it's almost the same thought. Okay, so you need to remember your formula. So it's A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And you have to keep them in this order. On A through C, they give you the letters that in the order they're supposed to be in. So, if I look at A equals 9, so I'm going to put 9 squared, and B equals 12, and that would be 12 squared, equals C squared. We do not know what C equals because they just gave us A and B. So then we square them. 9 squared is 81. And 12 squared is 144 equals C squared. We have to do 81 plus 144. And that's 225 equals C squared. Notice the C is still squared. To get rid of a square, you always square root them, which the last lesson was all about squaring. So I'm going to square root both sides. So then square root of C squared would be C, and the square root of 225 is something you should have memorized, but doesn't mean you have, and that would be 15. So C equals 15. All right, B. This time they gave me A. So I'm going to plug in 9 for A, so that would be 9 squared. B, they did not give me anything for, so I keep it there as B squared equals C squared, so that would be 15 squared. Then I go 9 squared is 81. 81 plus B squared equals 15 squared is 225. Alright, so then you do 4 plus 1, which is 5 over 9 equals C squared. We have to get rid of the square on the C, so we square root both sides. So, on your calculator, you're going to take it and put a square root sign. So you're going to go second square, and then you put 5 divided by 9, and then a parenthesis, and then you push the equal button. And we're rounding to the nearest, what did they say? To the nearest tenth. So it'd be 0.7. If you can make a perfect fraction, that's fine, but square root of 5, there's nothing, so you have to leave it, just divide it and find out what it is, 0.7. Alright, then you have D. A fire truck parks beside a building and is 16 feet from the building. So right here at the bottom is 16 feet from a building. Sorry, this is the only picture I couldn't find one with the building, so we're going to use it like this. 16 feet. The ladder right here goes to 30 feet. How high off the ground is this? Okay, notice I haven't even gotten to the ground yet. This is B, we're not sure. Here's our right angle. So, we're going to have, I'm going to put 16 feet underneath that line. 16 feet. Okay, so we are not sure about B. We do have C though. C would be this one right here. That's our 30. That's the opposite of the right angle is the hypotenuse. So I could say 30 squared equals, A would be 16 squared plus B squared. We don't know. Or you could have written it out like this, 16 squared plus B squared equals 30 squared. You'll still get the same answer either way you look at it. Then you square everything, 30 squared. That is 900 equals, and then you find out what 16 squared is. That's 256 plus B squared. I want to get B squared by itself, so you subtract 256 from 900. And it's 644 equals B squared. Again, we need to get rid of the square, so I'm going to square root it. So square root of 644 equals 25.4, so it's a B equals, it's about 25.4. Okay, that's this part of it. Now, from the top of the truck to the floor, they also give you information. They say this section is 10 feet tall. So from that, you're going to have 25.4 feet. This is what B equals, 25.4. Plus the 10 feet going down. So you add the 10 feet. And that should be 35.4 feet. is how high off the ground the ladder is at the tip. All right, next. All right, determine whether the given lengths can be sides of a right triangle. So they're going to give you 3 sides. All you're going to do is you're going to put them in the order that they give you. So 5 would be A, 12 would be B, and 13 would be C. And you do the formula that they give you. Remember, the Pythagorean theorem is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So let's try it. 5 squared plus 12 squared equals 13 squared. 5 squared is 25 plus 144 equals 169. You add up 25 plus 144, and that is 169, equals 169. And you would say, because they equal each other, you would say yes. That's how you would do it. Okay, let's try it again. A, B, and C. 7 squared plus 9 squared equals 12 squared. So 49 plus 81 equals 144. And that would be 10, 12, 13. 130 equals 144. Well, no, it doesn't. So that would be no. Try 10 on your own. I'm going to put it on pause. I want you to try 10 by yourself and see if you get it correct. So I did the problem and it came out to be 676 equals 676. So yes, it is. Okay, let's look at the word problem on the other side. It's physics. If 2 forces pull a right angle at right angles to each other, the resilient force is represented as a diagonal. This diagonal will always be your hypotenuse. Okay, so for A equals 30 and 40, and the hypotenuse would be the resultant would be 50. So these 30s and 40s would make a right angle, and that would be your A and B. So you would say 30 squared plus 40 squared equals 50 squared. So I would have 900 plus 1600 equals 2500. So 900 plus 1600 is 2500 equals 2500. And so yes, they would. Are they pulling at a right angle? Yes, they are. All right. See you later. Bye.